So, Leku, you want to get a thing of candy canes?
How much would this be?
Like a big old. It's got like there's like 5 of them, and they're tied with a ribbon, and that is 1 gold.
Yeah, 1 gold. I'll get this.
Wait, Bob, are you selling candy canes and candy corn? What festive holiday is it? Am I right?
He says, it's the first day of school, the best holiday of all. He says in a really pained smile.
Oh yeah.
Leku just
waiting for
puts a gold coin on the table and starts walking away. Getting one out for Freckle, of course.
My personal belongings. My bag will have more stuff to smoke.
Yeah, your package was just like a baggie of weed.
Just some baggie of weed, some gardening tools and that. We're fucking set, boys.
Is this something that you openly expressed to the group?
No, like, I'll go through my bag and get a baggie and try to find, like, the rolling paper and
Oh
that.
my god.
Oh god. Are you like 15?
Aren't you, like... I don't know your age, I apologize.
I'm 15.
I think
There we are.
14 and 15.
I am... I grow this.
Oh, I'm 14.
No legal restrictions if you grow it, yeah.
Yertle, aren't you 9 years old?
Hey, go grab a chair from the other place and stop staring at us and sit down. Come on.
Oh, Leku was going towards the door.
But he still says it.
He's inviting you.
There's a free Pepsi in it.
I suppose. Leku walks over to the other table.
Leslie and Leku just sort of walks up to your table.
It steals a chair.
Leku just gives a shy wave and like picks up one of the chairs, like tries to pick up one of the chairs because he's a weak boy.
If I see him struggle, I'm going to stop trying to roll blunts and that and just go and help him out. Carry a chair for him.
Leku, go ahead and make a strength check, I guess, to drag a chair across the
No.
It's very loud.
Leku,
You have to roll to sit down.
Leku, you grunt as you like try to pick it up, and Alesia, you see as he like grunts, like stops, like wipes his brow, like rolls up his sleeves.
Alesia's gonna get up, get over, and just push past him, shove Leku aside, and pick up the chair for him.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Alesia, you don't have to make a strength check. You just pick up the chair.
Leku is the weakest of boys.
All right, then you just drag it over to the other table.
Yeah.
You gonna join us too, Knife Boot?
She's gonna stand there awkwardly as if she didn't expect that question.
Clearly, this is the cool table. Well, other than the one that Bob's at, but I don't think we can sit at that one. He crushed a can with his head.
Bob says, here, guys, by the way, and he sort of walks over and he sort of inserts himself between Gale and Yertle, and he says, so listen, first year hijinks aside, you guys don't wanna, like, fuck around with that guy.
The dude who, like, exploded the can with his eyes?
He nods and he says, he's not a teacher here at school, but he's one of the admins, like one of the not counselors, but one of the people who like runs the place.
Fair enough.
Like an investor.
He says he's also in charge of discipline and sort of that area. So look, you really want to fly under the radar, especially as a first year, because he'll gladly show you the door.
The brawls need to be sanctioned. Fair enough.
Then I won't try to step on someone when they step on me.
Yeah, no more pranks, Yodel. No more pranks.
I won't do the door pranks. I'll just do the tiger in your bedroom prank.
That's a worse prank. That's much worse.
Anyone here
What
know how
about
to play chess?
mouse?
About the who?
Me?
I feel like turning into a mouse and scaring the shit out of the people as long as they're the same gender as you is fine.
What?
Wait, what's the difference between people's genders? What?
Well, females do not have certain things that males have. And vice versa. They're just different.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, hopefully this school will teach you, because I don't want to.
Yeah, is there
I
like
read a
a
book
system
once,
for
it was
that?
weird.
Bob says, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the emergency escape to this conversation, and just kind of backs out back towards the candy table.
Going to
Time
Roll.
to abandon ship.
try roll 7 blunts and start handing out.
So, Alessia, do you stay at the table with these guys, or do you go back to your own table?
She'll go over, pick up her stuff, and bring it over along with the chair.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're all just sort of squeezed together, plop down to this table.
Well, she's gonna go, if she's gonna sit anywhere, she's gonna sit between Dante and Julian. Because there's actually room over there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Be right back. I'm gonna go grab my shit. That's in game, not in game. Yeah.
And instead of taking Diet Pepsi, because those are fucking disgusting, she's gonna take one of the black cherry sodas she's got.
I'll see if I can find a black cherry soda.
Fuck. Oh well. General idea.
Okay, so if you don't know my name, I'm Julian. Hi, guys.
Hi, Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Man, I'm just beating everybody to the joke.
I have this.
Hey.
Have what?
I'll pass you like a blunt.
Oh. Thanks. I'm gonna save that for later.
It'll help you relax.
I'm just gonna stuff it in my
You
pocket.
get the punch in the face.
Alright, Julian, go and write down that you have a blunt
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Treasures, 1 Yodel blunt. Yodel TM blunt.
Gail, as you sort of walk back, grab your broom in your bag and come back here, the girl never noticed you at any point.
Aww. Poor Gail.
It's not like he's trying to hit on her. He's just
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to say hi. Yet.
You have yet to succeed in actually saying hi to her. She has yet to acknowledge anything besides the book she's been reading.
Yeah, I know. Like, he's even tried saying hi when he sat down. Completely ignored. Hey, so does anyone here play chess?
No.
Chess.
What's chess?
I've played it.
You wanna play?
Is this like present day times?
Yeah. Oh wait. is it?
It's the year is probably about like 2019, I want to say.
Okay, can I just pull out a Switch
1 year
and
in the
start
future.
playing Zelda? Look, I ain't playing no chess. I'm saving Zelda.
Okay.
I imagine Zelda still exists, but it's very different.
Yeah, I'm playing
Very
the
different.
John Bender smash.
Chess is still super a thing that exists.
Yeah, super, that's dragon chess and shit. That's wizards
That's-
chess. That's
They're-
barbaric.
They have 10th dimensional chess, which is magical chess.
Yeah, no, Bob says, are you guys playing chess or wizard chess?
I don't.
Do we
I've
know
never-
the difference?
Everyone make an Arcana check.
That's a wizard's chess. That's what Snape
That's
is
a
after.
wizard's
I'm
chess.
not going to because I'm going to assume my person doesn't know.
So do I know it? As the sole person
Gail
who
is
can.
the only one who knows what wizard's chess is because I guess they just had it on the plane of air or something. Wizard's chess in classic Harry Potter fashion is where the
Yeah.
pieces are animated and they beat the shit out of each other.
I
Oh
assume
my god, I want to see a knight beat the hell out of a rook.
I assume I wouldn't be able to afford it, but if I would, I would totally have that one.
It's a very expensive hobby because all of the pieces are destroyed
Oh yeah, you got brand new
during
ones.
play.
Well, could you cast mending on them?
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're no longer magical, so
Otherwise-
you need to fix the magic. You need to fix the magical signs.
Okay.
Don't they like
Whatever.
repair themselves every time you finish the game?
I'm sure they do, but that's not how it works in this world.
Oh,
It's like Harry Potter, not Harry Potter.
Because
it's
anime.
worse than Harry Potter.
I mean, I would play wizard chess, but that's too expensive because I play aggressively and the pieces keep on dying. It's a bit too expensive for me to keep up.
He says, you know, they have a wizard club, wizard club. They have
Oh,
a wizard
good,
chess
wizard
club. They have a wizard chess club at school, actually.
What
It's
would a
run by
wizard's
Mr.
club be like?
Burns.
Mr. Burns.
I have a teacher called that at my school, and he actually made this really big deal about how chess is so fucking stupid.
Oh, because that's ironic.
Uh-huh.
He says, no, but if you like wizard chess, you should join the club. I think it's for like gay ass nerds, but
Whoa.
whatever your prerogative is, man.
Wait, then Bob, why aren't you in there?
I spit out my drink.
Bob looks really, really sad.
Harsh.
And he just sort of slinks off back to the candy table.
Aw.
I'll hop out of my chair and walk towards Bob. Be like,
Julian's
"It's
just like
okay, Bob.
full-heartedly laughing.
Now take this, and I'll offer him also a blunt.
Deal with it.
Oh my god, and the picture's actually kind of perfect for it.
Deal with it.
Like it was padding freckles. Not that it matters.
I offer Bob a blunt, and hopefully he accepts.
He sort of takes it and he says, "Whoa, man. Okay." And he just sort of like puts it in his pocket.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and if you're curious what cat was just kind of looks like, I'm not very good at this, and this isn't what it's really meant for. I'm just gonna show like a quick little scene with presentation on the chessboard, like of what it would look like.
Chess?
A wizard chess,
Oh.
so of a piece exploding another one.
It looks very impressive.
Can I make one of the pieces turn into a butterfly with my
So
prestidigitation?
you guys sort of talk for the majority of the train. The train ride takes like 4 hours in
Ooh.
total. It's a long boy.
Are we near a window?
But,
Like, is there a window?
you are near a window. You're sort of
Oh,
passing
sweet.
through what looks like very just indistinct countryside. There's a lot of hills and trees. You don't really pass any sort of bodies of water. It's just a lot of open vastness. And eventually, are any of you like deliberately looking out the windows? Like,
Yeah, I'm like, I reckon after a while when the conversation dies
Well, I mean,
down, he'll
Dante's
throw
kinda
in his
speaking for the
earbuds,
windows
Yeah.
listen to whatever the equivalent of David Bowie is in this timeline.
okay, so out today, it's like a little bit sort of darker out. It's not like because it's sort of like transcending into nighttime around. It's kind of overcast. It's kind of like buggy in the sky, and then at a certain point, there's like a weird shimmering effect around like the sort of transitions throughout the train as it passes through, and all of a sudden, the sky is sort of pitch black at night, and there's a beautiful like skyline of stars and like this glorious waxing moon. Sort of set up like a time seems to like jump, and then like it becomes so much more like beautiful and clearer, and you emerge in like this almost completely flat sort of stretch of land that has like all these buildings centered around it, and it's surrounded by these thick trees. And as this happens, Bob says, cool, we're there. And he sort of takes off his name tag and starts dusting off the candy table and like looks like he's like closing stuff up. And he says, you guys should get all your crap together.
Okay, crafts together.
I pick up my bag, pick up my door, and get ready to pop off.
Underarm.
You need help? You need help cleaning it up?
At this point, you guys start feeling the effect of the train starting to slow as
Who's ready to get launched?
Hey, Bob, you need help cleaning that up? Or you got it?
he says, nah, man, I'm good. And he's already basically like packing stuff away. And then at this point, you see 3 figures sort of emerge out from that train car door. You see the old man from earlier, the guy who yelled at you, and then another woman who's wearing a uniform that matches the other guy, and they all sort of stride in.
Hey, Bob!
He's like, yeah, and he sort of darts over.
So, she's gonna just sort of get rid of the illusion of the glasses in front of her face. Just wave them away. Like, Jesus, when did those get there? So could you tell me again who the hell I'm supposed to talk to, and if it's one of those? I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
He says, you were asking about like the enchantment stuff, whatever, right? Like building the like robot?
Yeah, building mechanical wings.
He says, you're gonna want to talk to the old guy, Mr. Cooper.
Oh. How duly.
He says, he's the math teacher.
Do you think now would be a good time to go talk to him?
He says, nah, man, you're gonna want to save it till like actual term starts. Just wait for all the introduction stuff to kind of go on by.
That's lame. Thanks.
The train has stopped.
You're great, man.
I'm moving my various luggage carts out of my compartment.
Bob MVP.
All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can get this to like make sense. So yeah, they all sort of waltz in. Do you try to like fit all your stuff before they get through, or do you like let them walk past you?
No, I'm going through.
All right. So you walk through, sort of hauling in.
This time. Apologies.
You're good. Not much has happened. Piper's just hauling in her luggage. They all sort of watch you as you do this, kind of like indignantly. And then they all start trying to like squeeze in between the two like carts, like move past you to like actually get in the car. And you're eventually all sort of assembled in this main area. And then the old guy says, "All right, first years, follow me." And he waltzes out with the other two, and they sort of leave the train car.
God, I swear to God, if you block this door,
I'm not going to block the door.
at least you just jump out the window.
So this shit.
Out the door.
I think we can. I don't think we have to move our tongues out. I think we just say we all exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know where I'm
following
going, so.
me, old man.
Leku will wait till everyone's out of the way.
You're following
and then
Mr.
go get it.
Cooper?
I have to go run back to my room and get my shit and run back.
Okay, so you guys all sort of exit the train, and you see the campus of Svinthriss, and it's sort of it's not a castle or any like big huge thing. It's sort of this. It looks like this very like strange mix between like a castle's architecture and like a very modern building. I have a picture of what like not like what the whole thing looks like, but just like what the style of it is.
Yeah, the general architectural concept.
I imagine Oxford. That's a really old college. That was like sort of like
thing up. Why does the
It's
world have to
probably
be
one of
so
the oldest
complicated?
colleges.
Okay, so to basically get an idea of what I'm talking about, the building style looks like this.
Ooh.
So it's kind of this big set of like bricks with like glass and all these structures with like these different designs on it.
Very modern.
And it's sort of this big, huge campus. It's all surrounded by these thick forests, and there sort of seem to be like all these buildings sort of scattered throughout. But there's only three main, like there looks to be like three big stretches of building. There's one to the north, there's one to the west, and then to the east, there's all these like clumped up houses sort of set up that look like a normal person's house, in all this like strange like box formation. And then you guys are at this like train station sort of set up with all these tracks running around it. And then there are two circular like castle towers completely detached from everything else, sort of right between the train station and the rest of the buildings. And the old man sort of leads you through the little train station, and then as he walks through the door and the rest of you follow him, he disappears.
Get out of here.
And so you're all just sort of left with like one door ahead of you that leads out of the train station building into what looks like a courtyard.
Yeah,
I'll just move into the courtyard.
yeah, I guess we all just hole up in this courtyard. The old dude just
All right,
vanished.
so
how about that sports ball?
Brimble?
Sports ball, I don't know.
Sports ball.
So if you all scroll down to the bottom,
Bottom-ish.
I think that's everyone. Okay, yeah. You sort of see that you're in sort of this sprawling courtyard, and there's sort of the three sets of main buildings, and then you pass the two giant castle towers. And in the very center of this courtyard is this big fountain. And sort of like where most fountains have like a statue or something, coming out of this fountain is this huge looking tree, and sort of spraying out of all the tree's branches are little trickles of water that go into the fountain, sort of in all this crazy like sporadic design throughout all the branches. And in the very center of this tree, sort of facing you guys, is like a clock face. And then in front of that is two benches, one of which a group of girls are sort of sitting at talking. And then in front of all of that, there's this guy who's lying down in the grass with his hands behind his head. He's smoking a cigarette, and he's got his legs crossed. And he's just looking up at the sky.
It's the human Yodel.
Who is that guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Human Yodel.
So,
I'm gonna run up to the tree. I'm gonna inspect the shit out of that.
So as you sort of walk up, as soon as you go like near this guy, he sort of pipes up and he says, "You guys are the first years."
Oh, yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
He sort of stands up very like swayingly, like almost like he's drunk, and he stands up and he says, he stands up, he looks over all you guys, and then he pulls out like a card out of his pocket. He clears his throat and he says, "Hello,
Hey.
my name is Elliot. Today, I will be your guide to Svinthriss Academy. Welcome to Svinthriss Academy." And then he sort of like he like takes another look at all you guys and he says, "Are you guys all here?"
Yeah.
He says, "Okay, cool."
I think so.
And he sort of spins around, and he's got like a wizard robe like tossed over his shoulder, and he's got sort of this very very fancy looking vest on, and he's got like a loose tie. He's sort of just holding the cigarette gingerly in his finger as he holds the card in his hand, and just sort of starts walking down. And he says, "Please follow me," and he sort of waltzes down the courtyard way.
Leku will be at the back of the line. Just attempting to be, at least.
Wait, do we have to follow in a line? Oh, fuck.
Or back of the group.
Yeah, I'm not alone.
So Elliot sort of just starts gesturing around. He says, "Welcome to Svinthriss Academy."
Kind of start.
You sound so intrigued.
Yeah.
He sort of points
start
to the
clapping.
left, and he says, "Over there is the teaching ward." And he points to this colossal building that's probably like the biggest part of campus. And it's like this huge stretch of building. And he says, "Inside there are all of your classrooms, with a few exceptions. But for all your classes, that's mainly where you'll go, and you'll be directed to your appropriate class once inside." And he sort of points to the left of that, and he says, "Over there is the astronomy tower. That's where astronomy is." And then
Oh my god!
he points to the right of all of this, sort of on the right side, like this way. And he says, "Over there is the housing ward. You guys will all be staying inside the freshman house.
Oh my god.
It's where you'll be living. Also, over there you'll find the sophomore house, the junior house, the alumni house, and the Crub Club house."
What is a crub?
What?
He says,
Explanation!
he says, "You'll also find the senior house.
No explanation, sir!
That's where I live. And if you're going to come by the senior house, don't come by if you have anything important to do the next day." And he winks.
What?
Yo, you're hot.
What's that mean? Hang on.
I
He says,
understand what
he
you
turns to you,
mean.
Julian, and he says, the Crub Club is like this gay, like, academic success program. Basically, if you're a student who's shown to be distinguished in ability or behavior, you get to stay at this stupid house where you get to be cool with all the other people who are as lame as you.
So kind of like chess club.
He says, "Nah, chess club's rad. That's over at the astronomy tower. Please save all questions till the end of the tour."
You play chess in space.
Should I keep all arms and legs inside the cart until it ends?
There's a
He
car?
says, "Yes." He points off in a that way direction. And he says, "Over there is the broomball court and the wizard tennis court and the wizard volleyball court."
Wizard volleyball.
He says, "Yeah, man."
That
For
stuff's
normal
weird.
volleyball.
He points down where, like, symmetrically the tower, like, that's like across campus from the astronomy tower is. He points off this way and he says, "Over there is the owlery. It's where all the owls that are sort of assigned to the school hang out. If you need to send any mail to anywhere, that's where you go for that. It's a school policy not to fuck with the owls, but I ain't your mom, guys." And
Or are you?
He points straight ahead and he says, "Over there at the very tippity top is the admin building. You probably won't need to go into there, except that's also where the cafeteria is. So we're going to head there right now. But if you're not eating lunch there and you're not going to the library, probably shouldn't mess around there, because that's where, like, the headmaster's tower is, and the disciplinary office, and like the infirmary, and like all, you know, you get it." He says, "So, do you have any questions?" And he takes another puff of the cigarette.
Lecker raises his hands.
He says, "Yeah, you."
Where might the toilets be?
He says, "Son of a bitch, man, you're a wizard." And he says, "The teaching ward has bathrooms, freshman house is equipped with bathrooms, and I'm pretty sure there's a place to piss in the admin building."
Or you can piss
Thank you.
outside.
Yeah.
He says, "Or you could just grow a pear and just go on a tree."
Kind of like
away.
recital to Elysium, like, have you peed in your pants and used prestidigitation to clean it?
Yeah,
Yeah, me neither.
Wow.
That's weird.
The guy turns to you, Julian, he says, "I like you."
Why, Julian, why are you making friends with all the hippies and drug addicts?
Look, you have a knife in your boot. I'd rather.
Yeah. Catch me with a Pepsi can.
He says, "All right,
Would have been a
anyone who
blade
has
if
to
it wasn't
piss,
for that.
go find a tree that really speaks to you. Everyone else, follow me to the admin building for tonight's welcoming feast." And then he sort of starts trotting off into that way direction.
I assume you
How
don't
shitty
need
do
the
you think
fountain
the
though,
school
right?
food's gonna be?
Like, we're not allowed to pee in the fountain, right? That's a tree.
He says, "Dude, after 10 o'clock, nobody pees anywhere but the fountain."
I'm so peeing in that fountain later.
Oh my goodness.
He says, "I think you're gonna fit in, kid." And he sort of taps Julian in between the nipples.
Ah, my sternum.
My spleen.
I feel violated.
Julian's a cool nerd.
A cool nerd.
So he leads you across the courtyard to sort of walking. The rest of the people in the back are sort of talking and like murmuring amongst themselves.
See you, Leku.
He says,
Leku is just left behind. No.
He says,
Leku.
"You guys are a pretty small class. Usually the freshmen coming in are sort of like 30 kids that get narrowed down over time, but there might be like 5 of you guys left by like start a term."
When does term start?
He says, "It starts tomorrow."
Something happened
Whoa!
overnight? Is there like a
He
cold?
says, "Well, when you're a wizard, shit just kind of happens, and you can't really do anything about it, and the school fucking kicks you out, man."
Oh, hey, I have a question.
He says, "Yeah, you with the hair, yeah."
What's the drug policy here?
Oh.
That's a good question. I need to know that one.
He says, "Fuck you," and he just takes another puff of the cigarette.
Wait,
Wait, so
have a
we
light?
can't? So we don't have to hide booze, or we have to hide booze?
He says, "Listen, man, you're a fucking wizard.
True.
If you drink
Okay.
something and it doesn't kill you, or you know what? If you drink anything, I think the school will be okay with it."
Hey,
He says,
Sounds good to me.
"Listen, man, you guys known about wizards for a long time. You are all now above the law. You don't
I'm
have
gonna
to
go. I'm gonna go
respect."
murder a man.
He says, "Well, hang on." He says, "You're
No, I
not
wanna hear more about
above
this murder.
wizarding law. You're just above normal laws. So if you want to murder some guy, make sure he's not a wizard, okay?" "Okay."
Wow.
And then
So you're
he sorta
saying I
keeps
can murder
walking.
normal people?
He says, "We don't teach that, but it's your prerogative." He says, "All right, if there are no further questions, let's
I
go
do
eat
have a
dinner."
question.
Yes, the fucking turtle." He turns to
Do
everyone
you
else.
have
He
a
goes,
light?
he turns to everyone else. He goes, "Is there a turtle for everybody here right now?"
I'm going like hold
No.
up.
He's a turtle that
What
smokes.
are you talking about, sir?
There's not a turtle there. I have.
Piper,
He's a
make
turtle that smokes dope.
Piper,
not a
make a
turtle.
deception check.
Can I also make one?
9.
He buys it. He's like, "Okay, I need a glass of water." And
Do you have a light? I'm going to be
keeps
holding a
walking.
blunt as well.
Hey,
fuck
wait.
you. I'll
No,
smoke this
stand
later.
very still. Stand very
Okay.
still. I'm
Okay.
gonna make sure I don't hit anything. Yes, I just firebolted you.
That hits his face.
No. That's not
There's no
hitting
way
you.
that doesn't hit his face.
I'm having him
Well,
hold it in front of him and I'm shooting.
Can't you do
Oh.
prestidigitation and create a flame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for the top.
Well, no. If you do a firebolt, you're gonna explode fire all in his face.
You're going
Hit
to
all over
destroy
your
the blunt.
You're gonna light the blunt in multiple areas.
You're going to fuck me over.
Well, no, it
Wait.
ignites objects that aren't being worn or carried, and I'm just
Ben.
trying to hit the end of the blunt.
Yeah.
Ben, I just thought of something. Since you're a turtle person, does a human count as an animal for you?
Oh
That's a
my
good question.
god.
Mr. DM, what's your answer to that?
Maybe? I don't know. It's up to you.
Because a human is not a beast. And
There
while
you
It
go.
is if I
specific-
try hard
There
enough.
you
We
go.
are. Wait. No, we are animals. We are beasts.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're humanoids. There's a difference.
Yeah.
No, it
But
really
no, your
isn't.
perspective is wrong.
All right, so Elliot sort of leads you guys all into the admin building, and after a couple of like twists and turns, he leads you to this very modernized cafeteria.
There. This is the one you accidentally put us on.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw this earlier. He accidentally put us on this.
Oh wow, this
Yeah,
perspective is wicked.
Yeah, it's
Just
beautiful.
waiting for my answer.
I like how the girls from
no.
outside are inside now. It's like every time we look, they're just in the corner.
Wait, can we switch Gale and Elysia so it actually looks like they're sitting at the table? Not Elysia has her back turned. Oh, I drew the tokens perfectly for this.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Whoa.
So you
Gale's
guys
just
all
not on
enter
a
the
chair.
cafeteria, and everyone sort of just kind of sporadically goes sits places where they want to sit.
Damn it.
And at some point, the rest of the school sort of toddles in, like not the freshman class, like these girls all walk in, accompanied by a couple of other students. And sort of all the chairs are filled, and sort of at the back, there seems to be this like temporary, like high table where all the teachers are sitting. You see the strangest cast of weirdos sitting up at the high table of teachers.
This man speaks to me.
Yeah, he was fun.
Is he wearing like one of those glasses that just come with a fake nose and a mustache?
Wait.
No, I think the mustache is real.
I wave at them as I sit down with a way too happy grin.
Okay, so this
I will
one
also wave at them.
and this one wave back.
It makes his smile even wider.
Out of character,
This guy
who is
is-
the tiefling?
God damn it.
It would have been really funny if his name was Erkadu, but it's not.
Right.
Burning eyes dude is just fucking Vince. We didn't even know it.
Vince
Michael,
and Eric
just
became
just
this
remembered
small
something.
Can we retcon?
No.
I mean, actually, yeah, I guess we could retcon his first name to be Erkadu.
Yeah, I suppose it's just...
Okay.
But
That's the
dude,
name.
he's so not Erkadu. Like, just wait.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Michael, I did a
yeah.
picture of Bob Ross. I should have sent it to you as the token to be the arts and craft teacher.
Oh god. They're just gonna place a happy
so-
little tree.
You guys will sort of sit down, and like there's a distinct chatter as everyone, like all the other students come in. You guys look around. There's maybe about like maybe 100 students. The school isn't super big. You see that Elliot sort of eventually goes and like waddles over with a bunch of other seniors, like way in the back towards the high table. I don't have tokens for them.
Is Bob in here?
Bob is in here. I'll go ahead and grab him too.
These are the
actually.
seniors as well, I guess.
Or is he a junior?
Bob
He's been here
is
1
actually
year.
a sophomore.
Oh shit!
He's a
Yeah,
ballin'
I saw that
sophomore.
coming. I saw that one coming.
He's boolin'.
Well, did you not see the can trick? Fucking crush that shit.
And then
I mean, he's got frat boy written all over him.
and book girls just all the way in the back of it.
Just probably
Yeah,
started
book
a new
girl's
book
way
by
off.
this point.
Oh yeah, she's reading A Clash of Kings,
Oh.
so you guys can sort of eagle eye from across the cafeteria. She'll probably just periodically read the entire Song of Ice and Fire throughout the campaign. And yes, so there's sort of just a low, distinct churmur. As I'm assuming you guys all just sit down at a table together. Just it's kind of how I configured the tokens. But if anyone want to sit anywhere else, you can.
Can I do the cool guy sit, like spin it around so I'm facing them?
Oh, totally. Like
Yeah.
straddling the chair.
Yeah.
Leku will walk up to the chair next to Julian and go on. May I?
It's free real estate.
Wow.
Piper will
Oh.
sit very uncomfortably, looking like she really doesn't want to associate with any of these people.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
perfectly natural.
Lucky.
Lazy is gonna go sit with Book Girl.
I'm missing my freckles. No,
Oh,
freckles.
Book Girl.
I let.
Alright, I'm gonna move
Especially
over to
since that
Gideon.
turtle is still
Yeah,
smoking.
yeah.
boy.
Hey, Dante. Let's fuck this
Hey.
shit up.
Yertle
Howdy.
is just eternally smoking.
Yeah.
After a point of like shuffling around, and Gale also just dips off.
Well, Elysia pulls out the first book of Ice and Fire, Song of Ice and Fire, and starts reading it.
Pull out my phone and start playing games on my phone.
I start trying to lean my door so it doesn't fall over.
It just keeps skidding across the wood really loudly.
Do you want to put it in the chair where Elysia was sitting?
Yeah, I'll just put it in that chair. Like
With a seatbelt.
Lucky will be scratching.
Momentarily,
He's the kid from
Gar
Ed,
and
Ed, and
Varian
Eddie.
just sort of stare at daggers at you guys go to sit down.
I set Tiger's back.
I smile and wave at them if I notice.
I do.
Yertle's eyes turn into daggers.